welcome back. I don't know if any of you follow Mallory Pagnotta, Made by Manny and Mal, but she has been doing a lot of custom mixes lately, and I just was really inspired by just the idea that you have at your disposal. I know I do, hundreds of bottles of glitter. And I thought to myself, I want to just try something that would be unique to specifically, me, my customer. It is something that you can sell on your customers, that you make your own mixes, that you design your own color schemes and that kind of thing. So that way it's not something that they can just go and buy. But I do get a lot of boxes every month of different, subscriptions and things. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try a little bit of some of these ones that I've gotten and just see kind of what I can come up with. And I really wanted a bright, like a really sparkly white. And I was going to be doing a lot of water slides. And so I just kind of pulled the prettiest and sparkliest, sparkliest, most sparkle whites that I could find, and I just put them. I buy these containers at Walmart. They're just like those little to-go, condiment containers or whatever, and they're fairly cheap enough for you to like do some mixes in there. And I don't measure them per se, but I do try to put the same amount, give or take, of pretty much all the colors. And if I was like this at this moment, I was like, okay, I really need it to be a little bit more. I want a little bit more of this and not so much of that, and that kind of thing. And so you can just kind of play around with it and see what you come up with. And then you have these little containers. You can write on the top what you put in there, and you can keep it for, anybody else that really likes that color or that shade or whatever the case may be. And I laid them all out here, which I don't know if you can read them all, but I will definitely have them all listed below. So I took a screenshot of this and kind of zoomed in. So we've got BOUJEE from PDB, Chill Out from Chase Ray, Tiffany from Chase Ray, Coachella from PDB, and Pure Grace from BOUJEE Glitter Boutique. So I will have all of that listed below, and with Chase Ray, you do get 15% off. So I just mixed it up as much as possible, and then once I felt like I had the color or the the amount of sparkle that I wanted, I thought, okay, this is it. And now we're going to put it on our cups. So I had a client that wanted to do a all-in-one kind of, she wanted a koozie to where she could put a bottle in there, a can, or like a skinny can. And so she wanted it to say Mom Juice on there. And so I thought, okay, I'll do that. And then I've always wanted one of these as well for, just because I partake in all kinds of different drinks and things. And so I thought, sometimes I have a Diet Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper, and sometimes I'll have a beer or whatever. So I thought, well, I would like to have something that is so convenient. And this is a 4-in-1. So it actually comes with a lid as well. And you get them at the Stainless Steel Depot. And I just painted them white, spray painted white. And then I used my custom mix. And it really was so sparkly. You'll see in the end when I show you the end result. But I was very pleased with this mix, and I will probably be using it again. I will say that it was a little bit more busy for some of the details of the water slide, so just keep that in mind. But I did love the sparkliness of it, so it worked out fine for me. But just keep that in mind when you are designing your own custom mixes. And as always, because this has a lot of different kinds of chunky and sizes and things, I wrapped it in the parchment paper. It just helps out so much to keep that glitter flat so that you can seal it and then put that epoxy on there, and then you will not have to do as many layers or as much sanding in the end. So I did seal this with glitter glue, and I'll have that link down below. And it really does help with the application of the epoxy when you first put that first layer on there. It really just gives kind of a barrier from the glitter to the epoxy so that you don't have all those fish eyes or divots in your epoxy. So I would definitely recommend, because it's a lot cheaper to use something like that than layers and layers and layers and layers of epoxy. And you have to sand it down and you have to file it down or whatever. And so it really just takes a lot of your, it just doesn't take that much time to take a lot more time off of your hands, if that makes any sense. So anyways, I just put a coat of epoxy on here, and I've just followed them right up, both of them, with another coat of epoxy. So if you know me at all, if you've followed me at all, I do not like to waste. I do not like to waste paper. And this is how it became 2 cups, one for me and one for her, was because I did not want to waste all this water slide paper. So I went into Google Docs and I loaded up a bunch of different flowery designs, and I made these bowling pins because we both bowl together. And so I put like flowers in the bowling pins, and I just kind of designed my own thing with that S there. I put my own flowers on top of that S, made my own little monogram thing, because the ones that I had just weren't giving me the right color that I needed. And I just went crazy on designing the flowers and putting the flowers together and layering them on top of one another. And with the bowling pins, you can't really tell, but you can kind of tell. Like, it's kind of like a secret little thing. Like, oh, it just looks like flowers, but it's like, if you look closer, they're bowling pins. You know, so it just, I just decided that in this moment, she was getting one, so I was going to make one for when I go bowling. And I thought it was just a neat little thing. And I've actually got 2 orders because I have it at the bowling alley, and they're like, oh my God, it's so sparkly, it's so cute. And you're not allowed to have like a Yeti in there, but you are allowed to have something like this that holds your beer. So it worked out. So it just, sometimes just carrying your cups around or making use of them where you can will help your business in the long run. And that's just, I always have a cup with me everywhere I go, anytime that I can go anywhere with a cup or use a cup or whatever. So anyways, this is just a basic water slide. You know how to do that. You just put them in the water. I did seal these with probably about 3 times with just clear gloss Rust-Oleum spray paint. And then I just cut them all up. And I didn't have like a specific plan. I just kind of, whatever I felt at the moment would look good in this spot or that spot. She had sent me a picture of a white cup with all of these flowers, and she said, I'm really drawn to this with butterflies and things like that. So this isn't necessarily my style, but I was doing, like I said, I don't want to waste paper. So so I said, well, I'll make myself one, and I'll do all the flowery and sparkly and everything. So, but I tell you, the sparkle on this thing is like, whoa. When you get it outside and you're looking at it, it is wow. So definitely want to try out your own mixes on those so you can get something that's extremely unique to just your business. One thing I do like about when you're doing these flowers and things like this is that you can put them on backwards. You can just take the front side of the water slide and just slap it on the cup and then just slide the backing off. Sometimes if you have it, if it's a certain way that it's cut, or if it's a wording or something like that, if you don't mirror it before you print it and cut it, then you can't do that. But when you're doing flowers or butterflies or whatever, unless you want it to go a specific direction, you can just slap them on there just like this and just pull that backing off. They do stick a little bit more when you do that, so they're not as easily like removed, like you can't really move them around as much, but they're super, it is super easy. And if it's something that you're just kind of a random collage kind of design, it works out perfectly fine. So I designed the mom juice there, and I will definitely add that to my Facebook group so you can have it if you want to use it. And the flowers, I'll link everything down below. The font and everything will be there. And I just put I put one coat of epoxy here, and then I did a really good sanding on both of them, and then I put one last final coat of epoxy. And that's sometimes what I'll do, is just to make sure that I've got it as smooth and as the bottom as flat as possible. And there's she is. There's the first one. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's just, the sparkle is something else. And all the elements, they're just so springy and just ready for the, you know, summer, spring, and all that kind of thing. And then this one's mine. I made this little mock-up because we want to change our name to Spare It Up. So anyways, and I just thought, and I put some bowling pins at the bottom there and all the other stuff. Anyways, I just love them. Please subscribe to my channel, like, subscribe, comment, all of that. If you make one of these, please comment, please tag me, and I will see you next time.